What's up, everybody? I'm KenMeister LP, and welcome to our next major project for the channel. It is yet another blind Let's Play, but I did make a promise to not make it RPGs like I did a long time ago, so don't worry about that. But we're back at the Nintendo GameCube to play something that I had meant to finish years ago, and I didn't like it initially, but I decided to give the game another chance. So technically, I have played through some of it, but I never did bring myself to finish the entirety of the project. So, with that being said, let's play Sonic Adventure Deluxe for the Nintendo GameCube. Oh boy, do we have quite the story to tell with this one. But first, let's listen to the opening segment of Crush 40's amazing piece of music, Open Your Heart. You know, I'm not even a Sonic fan, and I can tell you straight up, I love Crush 40. I absolutely love Crush 40's music. Like, I will listen to their songs on days end because the stuff they create is beyond fantastic, and it's. I don't know if you could say it's aged well or not, but it's damn good music just from, like, the vocalizations and the, instrumentations alone, I guess. I'm not very good at describing the quality of music, okay? Sue me. But, Sonic Adventure Deluxe, and I better turn down the volume before it overpowers my voice. Sonic Adventure Deluxe, I owned a few years ago. I think I owned it around, I want to say 2011, 2010. The first time I had seen or heard of this game, actually, at least like footage of this game, was actually through Clement's playthrough of this game many years ago. Now, I did play a demo disc of this game that my uncle had owned back in 2000 or so. But, I mean, I can't really count that from experience, I guess. It only had, like, Wave Ocean on it, on my knowledge, and then the demo ended. So I never really saw much of the game past that. But, yeah, Clement's playthrough of this game, if you know him, Clement J64, was my exposure to this game. And it looked pretty decent, if a bit rough around the edges because it is more of an experimental game than anything. And I took it upon myself to go and try to play it, but because this game has so many different play styles, um, I couldn't bring myself to finish the project at the time. Like, I remember finishing Sonic's playthrough at least. I think I finished Tails and Knuckles. I didn't finish the other half of the game, and because of that, I didn't actually get to play, like, the final boss or anything. So, yeah, now that I'm here with a capture device doing this all over again, I figured I'd give this game another chance. Because I had actually gotten rid of the game before years ago, and then I bought the game again, I think about the end of last year, I think. And I actually got the case for it and everything. I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to video game collections, so actually having the case with me this time kind of solidified the deal for me. Even if I knew whether or not for sure I was going to actually enjoy the game again, but I digress.
Select a character.
But I do know a little bit about this game. I don't remember everything from my initial playthrough, so I might as well call it a blind playthrough anyway, because my memory of this game is pretty hazy overall, and plus I didn't finish like half of it, so... or over half of it when you think about it. But the way we're going to be doing it is, as you progress through Sonic's story, you run into the other characters that you play throughout the campaign, and instead of like exiting out of Sonic's playthrough and going to another character's playthrough like Tails or so after Act 2, I'm going to be sticking with Sonic's playthrough the whole way through, and then be doing the next character on the list from beginning to end, and then so on and so forth. So, yeah, I like to keep things consistent and flowing. With that being said, let's finally start this game, because I've spent like 7 minutes talking about the game rather than actually playing it. Now, for me talking over the cutscenes, I don't know how often I'm going to be doing that. I guess it depends on how text-heavy they are. But, we'll just see. I'll just kind of decide things on the fly, I guess. This was not organized or planned in any way.
Oh yeah! This is happening.
Now that's something I remember, those freaky-ass mouth animations. And yeah, assuming I'm playing the deluxe version, I know that some textures and models and like lighting effects actually look better on the Dreamcast, but fuck you, I don't own the Dreamcast and I'm not spending $200 just to get a console I might only play like 2 games on. I love collecting games, but I'm not that crazy. I mean, I own like, what, 25 games on the GameCube alone. Oh, Jesus. It's like they got the Ghost Squad to voice this squadron or something. That's another Sega game that'd be worth playing just for the silly voice acting alone. In fact, that might actually be it. Like, is that the same voice actor for, like, the entirety of the Ghost Squad?
Oh no! Our weapons are useless! Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
Yeah, that's gotta be the Ghost Squad.
Oh yeah! This could be fun.
Does Sonic start every sentence with "oh yeah"? Oh yeah! I got 2 rings! Okay, let's stop while we're ahead, while I'm attempting to be funny, but I'm failing miserably at it. Chaos 0, so we're thrown right into a boss fight with... oh god, oh god, oh god. Controller! What the heck? Wow. My controller just came disconnected the moment I started the fight. That's... okay. Okay. That was... see, I told you guys, this wasn't prepared, but yet, how the frick was I navigating the menu screen, like, efficiently? Maybe it's time for me to get a new controller. And I haven't even had this controller for long either. I've only had this for about 2 years. It's one of those white GameCube Japanese import controllers that I use playing Smash on the GameCube. But then again, if anybody's seen, like, Smash Melee footage, you'll know that that game, like, tears controllers apart like it ain't no thing.
Come on, you big drip. Where you going?
And I guess we're not gonna lift the manhole cover up. I didn't walk into this expecting good writing. I've seen, like, I haven't really played many Sonic games past, like, the Genesis games. Like, I've played Sonic Generations. I've played a small portion of Adventure 2 as well. I didn't finish that game either. And in fact, I might even consider doing a blind Let's Play of that game too, if, all things considered, that, this project goes well. But, where's my train of thought going? Oh yeah, yeah. I just don't have much experience with Sonic 3D games as a whole. So, but from what I've seen, I've watched about all of Clement's playthroughs just to kind of catch me up to speed.
What?
I haven't seen
Tails?
his playthrough of Adventure in years, though. Don't worry about that. It's not like I'm going into this with all the knowledge in the world, I guess. Just from that simple playthrough alone.
Tails.
But yeah, literally all of my knowledge that I know as far as Sonic games goes comes directly from Clement's playthroughs on YouTube. Like, from Heroes, to Shadow, to Sonic 06 even. I know more about this series than I really should, if I'm going to be totally honest here. But 12 minutes in, and we're just now entering our first level. I mean, it could be worse. It could be like Twilight Princess, where it takes us like an hour just to get to the first dungeon through the fucking prologue. I hate Twilight Princess's pacing so much. If that wasn't already obvious enough. But hey, maybe you'll see that from experience by watching my playthrough of that game. Or don't, because my commentary was pretty questionable at points, but... Thank God for commentary-style level-ups, I suppose. Oh, that was an enemy? Okay. I'm not gonna lie, though. Like, even from the Genesis games I've played, I'm not very good at Sonic. I'm more of a slow, methodical type of platformer. Like, if you've watched me play games like Mega Man or so beforehand, you'll know that I like to play a specific way, I guess. I have more of a methodical way of playing that game where, I don't know, I like to be creative with, like, weapon usage and, kind of dictating my own pace of the game, I guess you could say. Kind of like with Mega Man X, for example, you could choose to either walk or you could just dash straight up. And like with the Sonic games, you don't have like a run button, so you can't really completely control your influence of speed. It's based off the acceleration, I guess you could say. And I don't know. I'm not saying there's inherently anything wrong with it, but it's more like, I guess you could... The fuck? I guess you could say it's more like a personal preference for me, really. And yeah, I know another thing why I shouldn't be playing the DX version over the original is because I actually have seen footage of the DX version being glitchier than the original. I don't know how that's possible to accomplish, but... yeah, I've seen players, like, just clip through things by accident. I even remember, on occasion, I did that too when I first played this game. Like, I remember when I was going through, like, speedy-esque hallways, I guess you could say. I would just clip through floors, like, randomly. Like, it ain't no thing. And it's just stuff like that you kind of have to take with a grain of salt. You can't, I guess what I'm trying to say is you can't go into this game expecting the most polished or like the most polished game in the world, I guess you could say. It's a bit rough around the edges, though whether that's the fault of this being the first 3D Sonic game or the fact that we're playing the DX version and not the original, I'm sorry guys. That's just kind of left up up to interpretation, I guess. Where am I going with this commentary? Oh boy, now I remember why I didn't play anything blind for a while. I'm not very good at thinking up commentary for the long run, I guess. We'll try, though. We'll try. This level's flowing pretty nicely, though.
Jump on panel number 1. It will take you to
It's about what I expect from the first Sonic level, a bit more automated than others. Oh jeez. What am I doing here? And I do believe... Wow, I died like maybe twice, and I already have 200 plus rings. Huh.
Yes.
Alright, so I do know that there is a cutscene right after this, so I think I'll try to stay as quiet as possible.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, and I guess I don't get a rank for this stage. Oh wait, that's Sonic Adventure 2. I'm thinking too ahead of this. I'm thinking too ahead of the curve.
Hey Sonic! Long time no see, huh?
I'm just glad you're okay. What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
I don't know. I kind of got shot down by Eggman's lasers and Sonic 2 kind of carelessly, so I wouldn't be so sure of that Sonic.
Thanks, but you gotta check out my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Whoa!
It took us this long to think of that?
Yep. I just happened to find one of the...
I thought these things were supposed to be like magical plot devices that do anything.
Unlimited power, you know.
See, even Tails says that.
Why not use it to power my plane? Supercharge! You gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you. It's in the Mystic Ruins. The fastest way is by train. Let's go!
Fuck you, Tails. The fastest way is by Sonic, but... I guess I'll go by your word for now. And, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end off the first episode here. That being said, though, if you don't like Sonic, and I don't blame you if you don't, I'm not too much of a Sonic fan myself either, if I can even call myself a fan, really. I do have a side project in the works, so, stay tuned for that. It's gonna be, pretty glorious, I suppose. So, with that being said, see you guys in part 2.